All right, we're now in late October. It's getting to that point of year where a lot of people are expecting cooler temperatures. We've had the equinox. We're getting into that time of year we start to see Halloween decorations. So when the heck is it going to actually cool down? Let's take a look at our max temperatures from the 23rd of September. Now, there's some variability with this because of rain, but you'll notice the plume of 90s across Texas, across Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, obviously the desert Southwest. There's still a lot of 90s happening here across the lower 48, and not everywhere should be having 90s this late. Ideally, let's take a look at our future view temperatures over the next several days. This is Thursday afternoon, and what I've done is I've outlined an area contour, if you will, of 90-degree temperatures. So you are going to notice there's going to be less of them. Some cooler air is going to dig into the Great Lakes region, the upper Great Plains. It will see a lot of 50s in the morning, 70s down along the Gulf Coast. Into Friday we go, 90s confined to extreme southern Texas, so not a whole lot of 90s on the map, the central Florida peninsula. As we look ahead to Saturday morning, again, cool air starting to win the battle, getting as far south as the I-20 corridor from Columbia over to Shreveport. And then Saturday afternoon, we start to see those 90s creep back into the forecast for Texas. And there they are again on Sunday. So Oklahoma City, Dallas, Shreveport, Houston, not done just yet. So that begs the question, when are we done? So let's take a look. All of those locations you just saw on that map. Let's look at the average final date of 90 degrees or greater since the year 2000. So what I've done is outlined areas based off of timing. I omitted the Mountain West. The elevation variability makes this kind of difficult to discern because obviously higher elevations and with all that, basically do the cutoff of the Central Plains. So let's start with the earliest. All right, so before September 1st is north of this line. That includes most of Minnesota, Wisconsin, northern Indiana, Ohio, New England. But the average final date of 90s for Des Moines, Peoria, Louisville, Charleston, Roanoke, Knoxville is all within the first 10 days of September. Well, most of these locations, especially down in Tennessee and Kentucky, have hit 90 degrees here since that point. How about we go a little bit further? This is from the 11th to 20th. Something that's interesting, too, is you look at Billings, you look at the North and South Dakota. These are areas that have very late occurrences of 90s, but they're further to the north. That has a lot to do with the dry air. It also has a lot to do with the fact that it's a continental air mass. They're going to see a huge swing in temperatures over the next couple of weeks. But for the time being, I mean, it's not uncommon for Sioux Falls in mid-September to hit 90 degrees. In fact, how about Birmingham? Last average day of 90s. It was only a few days after Sioux Falls and Billings. Completely different latitudes, but that's how it works. A little bit later in September, Rapid City, that surprised me. So did Lincoln and Salina. These are late September dates, and the average last 90-degree occurrence. And then, of course, you get down to October and later, and, of course, the Deep South. But, Montgomery and Alabama, huge difference there, almost about 16 days from Birmingham to Montgomery. That is how tight that gradient can be between cooler air and those fronts that reach Birmingham versus not. So a little bit of numbers for you there. Unfortunately, you guys probably won't love these numbers. And it's going to be the CPC outlook. Boy, this is well into October and above average temperatures leaning nationwide. So if you're looking for cooler air, we're going to have to hold on just a little bit longer here. Summer not letting go just yet.